All right. It is Wednesday, April 21st, 2021, 6:30 p.m. Transview Live. And John, you screwed me up, man. We got John, Warren, myself, and Anthony's coming later, or
I'm not sure. Your guess is as good as mine.
All right. So he may be joining us later. What do we got, John?
All right, we got wrapping up 61 and 62 from last week. A bunch of Eagles took the winners there. Stefan Wisniewski beat out LeVon Hernandez and Josh Beckett and Phil Myers for 61. And Jason Kelsey beat out Nicholas Abe-Kubel. Got it right this week.
Good job. Good job.
Who says you can't trade an old ball with new tricks?
Canuck.
And Vic Powell and Carl Hagelin. So so I was just proud of myself. So I have to take a second here for make sure we get
Jacob Bow.
We got a couple other ones.
Bow.
No other Canadians this week or for hockey guys. So we're good to go. So for the Phillies for the 63, we got Ryan Matson. Played from 2003 to 2011. He was a two-time World Series champion. Had 61 wins, 48 losses with a 3.48 ERA, 775 strikeouts, and 91 saves. For the Eagles, we have Hank Fraley. See that? I screwed that one up. There we go.
The easy
Hank
one
Fraley,
you screwed up.
Honey Bun himself. He played from 2000 to 2005. He had 142 games played. And for the outsider this week, we didn't have any Flyers or Sixers this week. So the outsider, we have Gene Upshaw. He was a two-time Super Bowl champion, a six-time Pro Bowler, a three-time first-team All-Pro, AFL champion in 67, and an AFL All-Star in 68, a member of the All-Decade team of the NFL of the 70s, 75th and 100th anniversary NFL team as well, and an NFL Hall of Famer. So, Mario, who do we have?
Wow, there's so many to choose from. It's kind of hard. I'm going with Mad Dog.
There you go. Lauren?
Yeah, process of elimination. I think pretty easy one. I'll also go Ryan Madsen.
There you go. There we go. Carl?
Yeah, there's only one choice here.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Although, Dad, didn't Hank Fraley get into a car accident on his way to your store for a signing?
He did. He did. You stole my thunder. I was going to bring that up.
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
That's okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, he.
Did he drop his honey bun?
No. We had him and John Runyon together, and that was for the what was it? The 2005 Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they
It was
were
like before they left.
Yep. And there was a big snowstorm, and he got into a collision, but he got there. He showed up. He showed up, and he was great. And
There you go.
He was good. He was good. What's the background noise? I asked you to stay quiet tonight, and we're like 3 minutes in.
Not even. Hey, I want to welcome Rich Lieberman. I know he's jumped on a few other times, but Rich is from down in the Virginia area and has brought us some football guys, a couple of Eagles, Pete Retzlaff. Who else? Help me out. I don't know, but he called us experts, so I'm not really.
I know. That's why I want to thank him. Because, no one's ever called us any. They never called us anything. So
I don't think experts. Experts is a bit of a reach.
Yeah, that's a.
Maxie Bond. Maxie Bond was the other guy that Rich brought us, and a couple other guys. Roman Gabriel. So Rich is. Rich does a lot of good football stuff down in DC. A lot of Redskins, a lot of old Redskins. Thanks for jumping on board. And there's Dennis. There's an old name, that's been back and forth.
And I got specific mention. That's like a rarity.
Yeah. Where we at? Lauren, Carl and Lauren.
Yeah. See.
Forget John and Mario.
Yeah.
We're just the ambiance around it.
Yeah. And there's Brian Brown complimenting us as usual, highly opinionated.
Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, no, that's a compliment. Are
Okay.
you kidding me? That's
All
a good thing.
That could go
In
either
Philly,
way.
In Philly, that's a compliment.
I don't think a podcast works if you're not highly opinionated.
Very true.
This is true.
Yep.
This is true.
There you go. There you
Very
go. All right, experts, let's move on.
All right. Well, we have a clean sweep then with Madsen as well because that's who I got. So for 64, we got for the Phillies we have Victor Arano, the reliever.
What?
He played from 2017 to
What?
2019. 3-2 record with a 2.65 ERA and 80 strikeouts. For the Eagles, we have Matt Tobin, the offensive tackle, played from 2013 to 2016. He had 57 games played, and only 21 of them he started in. And then for the no Flyers or Sixers for 64. And for the outsider, we have Randall McDaniel, a 12-time Pro Bowler, a 9-time first-team All-Pro, a member of the 1990s All-Decade team, the 100th anniversary All-NFL team, in the Vikings Ring of Honor, and the NFL Hall of Fame as well. So here we go, Mario. This one's a little bit tougher.
I'm going with Matt Tobin.
All right.
He won the coin toss.
There you go.
So
Sounds good. Lauren?
Do I have to vote?
You stole your dad's line.
Well, like, I don't even know what I'm voting for here.
Terrible. It's terrible. It's as bad as the 64 Phillies. That's how bad the 64 is.
Yeah, we were
But
going
there's
to try
some
to.
guy from the Flyers that wore 64 this year.
Oh, yeah? Who?
oh, come on, John.
Jack mentioned him, and I just looked him up. I don't know how to say his name, and John won't either, but
Susko.
Maxim.
Oh, there you got my vote.
There you go. We'll go with him too. Yeah, I'm changing my
Yeah.
vote.
Thanks, John.
Well, the Flyers website again is not updated.
It's
I'm
probably
pleading the
not.
fifth here.
Well, if it's Jack verified, it's good.
Oh
So-
yeah, well that's more verified right there. Jack.
I'm going with Jazz Guy.
If he's playing like up with the Phantoms, or if he went back to school, he may have been in camp. He may have been in rookie camp. You know. So
what does the background noise have to say?
That's what he just said, what Jack just said.
Mm-hmm.
He wore 64 for the Flyers this season.
Thank you. She's like our own little commentary.
We like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope, I'm leaving.
she's leaving. You done pissed her off. Yeah, there goes dinner.
So, all right, I'm going with Susko.
Okay.
Yep, him too.
He
that where
played
you're going?
in the outdoor game. There you go. That's even better yet. When they were during the COVID, he was a call up.
Yep.
Way to go, John.
One gamer. Okay, there you go.
That's okay. We'll take
We'll
it.
take it.
There you
It's
go.
better than the rest of these choices. Otherwise, I'm this is the first, but I'm not voting otherwise.
Wow.
All right.
Sorry.
Defiant.
Mhm. Yep.
64. What's his first name? Do we know?
We don't care.
It looks like it says accept.
Well, I think
Huh?
that's the actual accept.
No, that's not his first
I
name.
don't think that's his first
No,
name.
it is. Well,
You know what?
Wow.
I'm going with Victor Arano. He's a very nice guy. He's a very good guy, and if he didn't have an elbow injury, he would still be pitching right now with this. I'm going with Victor.
Wow, we don't have a clean sweep for this one. Damn it.
No, well, we weren't having a clean sweep anyway because you went with Tobin with the coin toss.
Yeah, but I switched it. Switched it to,
Well, I know
to
you
Susko.
did. I know.
So,
I know.
you know,
But
Well, that was a hot mess.
It was, but next week we're gonna have two good numbers next week.
All
All
right.
right. So with that,
Well, where's this guy from? Mo, my God. Can't
Who?
even pronounce his first name. Maksim.
Yeah.
Maxim. Right.
There
Fourth
you go.
round, 107th overall pick, 2017 NFL entry draft. Well, we got to show him some love.
There you
So-
There
go.
you go.
So,
He got 3 votes.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in.
yep, he's currently playing up with the Phantoms.
Okay.
All right. That's good enough for me.
So,
You played at least one game with the Flyers and the big, so I'm good.
That's all that
the
counts.
outdoor game that we got our ass kicked.
That's all that counts.
He still played. It's all that
He's a
matters.
minus 25 for the one game, but it's okay.
Yep,
That's
Yep.
all right.
God.
all good.
So
speaking
All
of hot
good.
messes, Phillies won today. Did not get swept. Thank God.
Thank
True.
Thank
God.
God. Harper seems like he's on fire. At least he was today. Anyway, and Knapp helped out.
You know, speaking of Knapp, I'm glad you brought up that name because I didn't appreciate his comment post game. Did anybody catch that?
I didn't.
Did anybody
About the fan-
catch his
about the fans
hard ass
leave-
comment about the fans?
yeah,
See,
what'd he say?
I don't dig stuff like that.
What do you say?
You know what I mean? Hey, he said, some of us stood behind us, and then there were others.
there were some others in the stands or something.
I guess, I guess
Because
after
the fans were giving him a lot of crap. They didn't want him to start today.
No, it wasn't about that. It was about the 3-run homer by ex-Philly Darren Ruff
Oh, Darren
to
Ruff,
tie the
okay.
game. Because the bullpen, partially imploded back-to-back days. And I guess he feels misrepresented. Maybe, I don't know. But I mean, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
Well, how many players ruin their the way fans look at them by opening their mouth when they shouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I hear you,
It
but
happens.
you're trying to build something here. This is a new, this is a new team. This is all new,
Yep.
right? You're welcoming back, the fans, right?
Yep.
You're welcoming them back, and he's got to come on board with a quirky little comment. But that's just my 2 cents. Who
No,
cares?
I get it. I don't know whether he was trying to be funny or,
No.
but it is a stupid comment to make.
But on the flip side of that, I think he probably deals with maybe a lot of internal frustration living in T's shadow.
Yep.
And, that's gotta bother you after a while. He's never going to be the starter. He's never going to be anything more than a backup catcher on this team. So, that's got to be frustrating.
Right.
Yeah, but he's getting, I'll be honest with you. I think he's gotten better. I think he's, his game has improved. I think,
Right.
He's watching JT, as, the stud catcher and, he's not doing a bad job. I mean, let's face it. If they hadn't signed JT, he was going to be our number 1 guy, right?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
No.
as far as I know, every time Eflin starts, he's going to start because I think Eflin likes pitching to him.
Well, he does, but the last game, Eflin pitched to JT.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen more times than not, but
Who would prefer Knapp over
It could just be
Well-
style.
well, Eflin grew up, in the farm system.
They came up together.
Yeah.
You know,
They
so
came up
it just
together.
they just have a relationship with each other, and it just
They do?
it just works well. I mean, he does pitch well with he pitched great last time with JT, but he
Right.
does do a good time with Andrew Knapp. They just have a connection.
I guess you're a Major League Baseball player. You're trying to better your career. You'd think you'd want to play with the better catcher to help you as a pitcher, not your buddy. This isn't T-ball.
Right.
Well, he just feels that he at least helps him as a pitcher better. But to your point, though, you would also like to have JT's bat in the lineup, more so than him pitching to him. But yeah, I agree with that.
Speaking of the Phillies and Zach Eflin, I mean, seriously, Lauren, we were at his we were at the game. We were sitting Diamond Club for his major league debut. Remember his buddies, all of his buddies that were behind us?
I can't honestly say that I do, Dad. When was this?
A couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was this back when I was with the Hamels Foundation?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And we were in the Diamond Club and his buddies. Yeah. But he's come a long way. Zach Eflin has come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a quality, pitcher now, in the major leagues. There's no more, maybe he's a 4, maybe he's a 5. He's making some quality starts.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, to be honest, so far, this year he's been the best pitcher this year. For all 3 games. I mean, Nola and Wheeler both have had struggles a little bit here and there throughout their games, but F1's been solid all 3 games. So.
Yep. Lauren, you got your number 1 fan on the board, so she's behind you 100%. So
as long as one person agrees with me at some point each show, then I feel like I'm all right.
There you go.
So I'm good. I'm done for the night now.
So how much did you have to pay Carolyn to make that comment?
John, enough out of you.
Sorry. I didn't know if I had to Google it or not.
You, the king of Googling, apparently.
Yeah, we had a flyer that wore 64 in the outdoor game.
Oh, God.
Yep.
That's what I call a blown save right there.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
There's one game. It didn't register on the. It didn't register yet.
It's all good. It's all good. But a good come from behind win to save the series.
Right.
So we didn't have to listen to all the Gabe Kapler fan club about sweeping the Phillies and all that. So good win. And like we talked earlier, I mean, it was ugly. Sure, it was ugly. But you know what? We need to win games like that.
Yep.
And plus, with a lot of the injuries, piling up right now on us, with Edie and Segura being out, and
yep,
it's tough, and then I mean, Nick Maton stepped up huge today. Moniak with his first home run.
How about Brad Mills? How about Bamboo
Brad Miller?
Mills?
Yeah, I mean, Miller had four hits. So yeah, I mean, he's doing it. The Bamboo's riding hard there and strong, and then Bryce Harper with the game tying home run there in the bottom of the 7th, and then
he was fired up, wasn't he?
He was, because he wasn't getting pitched to after that. He knew that.
He was fired up. Good for him. Good for him.
Yep, he deserves it as well. I mean,
hopefully that carries over into I guess Colorado, right?
Colorado,
so and they're off tomorrow, right?
Yes.
They're off tomorrow.
Yep.
So I want to circle back to Joe Stinger's comment later, because I don't really want to get into that now, unless you want to go into that now.
Well, which one?
The center fielder.
What's the comment?
Do we have a center fielder?
Do we have a center fielder?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We went through Hazley. We went through Quinn. We're going through Mickey Moniak right now, and Mick had his major league debut home run today.
Yep.
He had his major league hit. How about the little kid who got the ball and he's biting into it? Huh?
How
about that? That was pretty cool.
I hope Mickey didn't want that.
No, he did. He actually wanted the kid to bite. He's like, I hope there is some bite marker in there.
I was waiting for the older brother to throw it back.
Right.
That's what I was waiting for.
Well, the little kid did throw it back, but of course it didn't make it past the first row. But its own row. But
yeah.
But I mean, he did a hell of a job yesterday with that first inning, making that catch in the outfield.
Yep.
I mean, would Quinn have made that?
Well, he may have made it, but then he'd be on the DL right afterwards.
Yeah, he'd have blown both quads and God knows what else. But I mean, to Joe's point, I don't think, to be honestly politically correct here, I just don't think the Phillies are ever going to give Odubel a chance. I really don't.
And that's what I'm getting at. What's it going to take for them to bring him up, or is that never going to happen?
I just don't see it. John and I have talked about this numerous times. I think the Phillies are comfortable paying him $10 million so he doesn't go to a competitive team and really burn them. And the Phillies are paying that contract.
Right.
And they're just going to be happy with that. Unless the team totally implodes and, there's nobody left.
Right.
You've pretty much seen what they're doing. They even called Scott Kingery back up.
Yeah.
So
see, that was my clue. The fact that they brought him up before they brought Odubel up. I mean, they're never going to bring Odubel back up.
Well, the only reason for Kingery, Kingery should still be down at AAA right now.
Right.
But the only reason he came up was because Segura went on the IL, so they needed an infielder for second base. So that's why Kingery's here. But I like Moniak. He's gonna. I think he's gonna be fine for this year. We were at the game Monday night, and he struggled the first 2 or 3 at bats, and then that third at bat when he grounded out up the middle, you could just see that it looked like the game slowed down for him. And ever since then, the game's. Is he going to bat 1,000? No, but the game seems to have slowed down, and he's going to show us what he's got now. He was pressing a little bit earlier, and but he can make the plays in the outfield with the best of them, and so yeah, I think he'll be fine. And then hopefully with tonight's or today's home run here that gets them started, and they go out to Colorado and that big field out there that. He can get a little more confidence with a couple more hits out there, and bring it going. All he's got to do is go play solid defense and just be give us competitive at bats every night and not strike out as much.
Right.
So I'll tell you who I felt bad for yesterday was Connor. I felt bad for him yesterday. It was the first bad outing that I've seen him have. It happens.
Yeah, I mean. And it was bound to happen at some point. And the best thing that he can do at this point is just learn from that experience and improve and become even better from it. Because you could see the disappointment in his face.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't know this kid at all. Just from his interactions with his mom on the show, obviously, but you could just see the disappointment in his face. You could see how frustrated he was because he's been doing so well. So he, it's going to happen. I hope he's not too hard on himself because you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to pitch perfectly every single time.
Right.
I don't know why he was left out there after the first home run.
Right.
He should have been, somebody should have come to talk to him. Somebody should have done something. But regardless of that, he'll learn from it. And I think, honestly, he'll be better from it.
Yeah. What Connor mentioned it after the game. That was his team growing up as a kid, and he I think he said he's got to learn from it, but he may have gotten a little starstruck pitching to a few of the guys that he watched growing up, and so he was lost a little bit of control of his pitches, and and he seems to be a guy that he had a bad outing to start his career, and then he went 16 innings, 15 and 2/3 right. without giving up a run. So I think he's got the good mindset that that game's behind him, and we're on to tomorrow, and he's going to be bouncing back, and we'll be fine. So
I think what we have, we've got a lot of situations with the Phillies. With you got Bohm, you got Alec Bohm at third base, young player. You've now got Mickey Moniak in center field, young player.
Right.
You've got a couple of relief pitchers in the bullpen, Connor being the biggest one so far. It's just good to see the Phillies, advancing these guys finally You know what I mean? Getting them to the major leagues, giving them the opportunities, and hopefully we can, they can all grow from it.
Right.
Connor, like Lauren said, Connor's been lights out all
Right.
season.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's a tough act to follow. You know what I mean? I was a little disappointed that Joe left him out there. You know what I mean? And
So-
to give up the second 3-run homer, I was a little disappointed in Joe with that.
But
I think,
what do you think the reason for that was? To see if he bounces back?
No, I think his bullpen was already was lit up, and
Right.
and he needed Connor to pitch to a couple of more guys in hopes to get out of the inning.
Right.
Because we've fallen back into a lot of them bad scenarios like last year, and we need to get through that. We need to ever since last weekend when Archie Bradley went out, you know what I mean, we started to decline, right? Some of these young kids just Jojo Romero, some of these kids just aren't ready. Connor's a little bit more mature. He's 26 years old. So hopefully, like we've all, we know the family personally. So,
Right.
we've got a little insight, and we're pulling for the kid.
Yeah.
So, we want to see him do well.
Yeah,
Right.
no, yeah,
I
he-
wonder if we would be as nice if we did a personal relationship with him.
Well, no, in his case, I think we would because just because he has the stuff, and if that truly was just the only reason, he lost his feel of his changeup, which is his best pitch, and so he going up against his boyhood idols there.
Yeah.
That's a great point though, Lauren. You
But
know us,
right, because, I
us
mean,
Philly fans.
Well,
5 minutes ago, you told me that Zach Eflin is the better pitcher amongst Wheeler and Nola, and we all know that
I
is-
didn't say that. The guy up there did.
No,
That's
I
it.
just
No,
said this
yeah.
year.
Yeah,
I didn't say that he's the better pitcher. I just said pitching this year, he has pitched the best so far this year.
okay.
But if you had your choice, you're picking teams, John, and you got Eflin or Nola.
Who you picking?
Oh no,
Wheeler.
I completely agree with you, Lauren. I'm not. That's not what I said, though. I just said that up to this point so far, he's been our best pitcher so far this year. That's all.
You did say this year. You did say
That's
this
all.
year.
I mean, Eflin, he's in the perfect spot where he's at. You're going to have. I mean, like Carl said, Wheeler should probably be your number one, and Nola being number two. And then F1's is your three. But it doesn't mean that your number one's not going to. Garrett Cole's going to go out there and have a bad games. Every once in a while.
Ooh, let's not talk about the Yankees. Holy cow!
Well, I'm just saying, we're 3 games into the season so far. Nola and Wheeler had a couple of bad games mixed in there, where Zach Eflin's been, pretty perfect for his 3 games that he's been out there. That's all.
Right.
But Nola was lights out on Sunday.
Oh,
Lights
absolutely.
out.
No,
Lights
I'm
out.
not.
Yeah.
When those guys are on, obviously they're the
Right.
better. They're the better
Right.
pitchers. I mean, but so far this year, if you look at the numbers, Zach Eflin's has pitched the best for us. That's all.
But so, Lauren, to your point, even if we didn't know the family, he still came up through Reading, though, right?
Yes.
So I think we still would give him a little more slack, not as much as we're giving him now.
I think if we separated ourselves from the situation entirely and we didn't have a relationship with his parents, we didn't know anything, she wasn't a fan of the show or anything like that. I still think we would give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because he struggled initially, got himself, resituated, came back, and he's been doing really well. And I think as Phillies fans, we're understanding that you're not going to go out and have a perfect outing every single time. Stuff's going to happen. It's fine.
Well,
But it's one of those things where we don't give anybody slack. I mean, the minute you aren't performing, Phillies fans are on you quicker than you can even blink.
and they were on him yesterday. And I felt bad because it's like, you know what? He doesn't deserve that.
Well, I
And he'll
guess
bounce
maybe-
back from it and he'll be fine.
Right.
Maybe that's what Knapp was talking about in his post-game press conference.
Well, that, but I don't know that.
Maybe he prefers to pitch to him too, because they come up as friends, and he doesn't want to pitch to JT.
But
John, you're not going to live that one down.
But no, he. I don't think they were booing him. I think they were just booing the fact that the Phillies were now losing. That was
right.
You know,
I mean, they're the ones that wanted fans back in the ballpark. Well, we're back, so
take what you get.
Right.
Take what you get. And
but
they're both used to being here, so it's not like it's anything new.
Right. I mean, but like you said, to your point, though, Lauren or Mario, if he wasn't here, for a while, if we didn't know him, give him 4 or 5 bad outings, then we may be burying him. But but then it shows that it's a pattern. But he's had one bad out since August of last year. So.
Right.
It's a long season.
It's Relax. A very long season.
Relax.
I've already seen things like Girardi needs to go and they need to get another coach. I'm like, okay, so you're an idiot. I've seen things where Harper needs to be traded. It's like, then you really have no idea what you're talking about. And
you should be snoozing those people on Facebook. There's a button that.
I just laugh.
30 days, and you just need to get.
I literally just laugh because I think it's hysterical.
Where's that button at? I need to do that on John's page.
There's 3 dots, and if you click it, it says snooze for 30 days. I've been using it nonstop. I gotta get rid of some nonsense on my page. But yeah, you can snooze them, and then for 30 days, you don't have to hear them.
No, right? I just blocked them. You don't see them at all.
So that's why you don't read any of my posts.
Oh,
you block.
Hey, before we move on, I just want to circle back to Gut It Out, number 63, Jake Diekman, because we were part of all that. Lauren, Jake, did some nice things with a friend of yours that you went to school with, and Jake, when he was here in Philly, started that foundation and whatnot. So I know no one cares, but we care because. We knew Jake a little bit, and Jake reached out to Lauren. Why don't you take the story and finish with it?
Well, so was it when he was in the store?
No, down in spring training. And the girl you went to school with and her brother were there down in spring training.
Was it Allison?
Yes.
Yes. Allison and her brother Kevin. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they developed a real nice relationship with him.
Yes. And, I believe, didn't he throw him? It was a rainy game and rainy day down there. The game ended up getting rained out, and I think Jake flipped the kid the hat, his game hat. It's little things like that I don't forget. You know what I mean? When an athlete goes over and above, to do things. I just, and Jake's had a rough going. I mean, I think he's pretty much got it all under control now. I think he's still with the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Oakland,
so he's you talk about a guy who's gutted it out. I mean, he's gutted out a nice little career. But I will never forget what he did for Kevin and that was just a surreal moment for me because, I appreciate when athletes do things like that for the fans. Yeah. So, the Gut It Out Foundation, like I was saying to you, John, earlier, I saw your shirt. I have the blue one. I've supported him. He was in the store. We had him in the store, his rookie year. He was fantastic.
Yeah. We got close to him a little bit, at the ALS because of Tyler.
Yep.
Because he has the Crohn's as well, and so he took a couple of minutes there at the ALS to talk to Tyler about it and stuff. So he's a class guy.
Yeah, I didn't want to. We've got this who wore it best, and sometimes we don't highlight some of the things that we really should. You know what I mean? And I wanted to circle back on that a little bit. But good guy. You know what I mean? Super guy, and I'm glad he made our board. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Mario, I'll throw it back to you, but I just wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Yep, that's very, very good. So let's move over to Sixers. Are they playing tonight or
Did the sun
tomorrow?
get in your eyes?
Tonight.
No, there was a gnat flying around here somewhere.
No, I'm just trying to give you a little break in because that's who they're playing, the Suns.
Ah, okay.
See what he did there?
Yeah, I see that.
The second best team in the West.
All right.
So it's gonna be a nice little matchup tonight for the Sixers.
What time they start? 7:30.
It's getting ready to start. Yeah, I think it's the pregame's just about finishing up here, so I think it's.
You know what? When I think of the Phoenix Suns, I think of one thing: Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges. We drafted him out of Villanova. His mom works for the 76ers organization, and we traded him 15 minutes after we drafted him. And now the kid's a hell of a player. You know what I mean? And we had him right here in Philadelphia. That's what I think of when I think of the Phoenix Suns. I forgot all about Barkley being a Sun. He was like
I was going to
son.
say, I think of Charles Barkley, and I wasn't even really around for that.
Yeah. He didn't do much there.
I just took him to the finals.
Yeah. He didn't win, though.
He did. He won the MVP there too, didn't he?
I believe he did.
But other than that,
But speaking of not winning, that game Monday night, that was rough.
yeah, but you had a couple starters out again. Same as you did again today. So
You did, but I think I would have I know they gave it a pretty good effort overall, but I think I just really would have liked that win. It would have felt a little bit better going into the playoffs because the thought that you're going to have Embiid, Simmons, and Harris every single night. I mean, it feels like when one of them is down, the whole chemistry of the team is off. And it would have been real nice to pick up that win and feel like, when two of them are out, they can still.
Right.
Well, we got an update on the board from a Mike McCullough that Simmons, Harris, and Curry are all out tonight.
Wow.
So,
Okay, so does that make it how much tougher for us to win this game?
It certainly doesn't help in any aspect, but it's just, why? Why are they out?
Well, I believe that Simmons is hurt, and same with Harris, didn't he?
Well, Curry's been battling, injuries. He's in, he's out. Harris has had this knee injury for a while now. Simmons, they've been talking about a stomach issue. So I don't, we need, you're playing Phoenix tonight, and then you go back to back with the Milwaukee Bucks Friday and Saturday.
I think they're trying to save them for those guys, just because they're the West teams. It matters, like you said, Lauren, but in the grand scheme of it, they would rather have the games against the East matter more so than tonight's game.
I'm not losing sleep over it. It's just one of the things that I would have liked to have seen, them come away with a win. It just would have, sort of sealed the deal that, this is the year. But, I get it, and it's all right.
It's one of those bad things about the NBA, because even tonight we don't even know who the Suns are going to be playing because they're on the road too, so they could have a few guys out as well. So,
a blast from the past. Lito Shepherd rang the bell tonight to start the first game.
Lito Shepherd.
Wow.
And I believe it was Ryan Howard on Monday.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryan Howard rang the bell on Monday. If I'm not
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is he doing now, by the way? Anybody know?
Living
Ryan
life.
Howard
in Jersey.
Yeah, Howard's gotten into the food.
That's
business.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know what's Lito Shepherd in town for. Is he making a comeback?
They didn't let him talk. So I don't know.
All he did was bang.
Yeah, he just hit the bell. He came out to do that. They didn't let him
And then,
this year. Yeah.
Oh God. So
But yeah, I mean,
So we're not going to get too alarmed right now. We're not going to get too alarmed with the Sixers. I mean, John, I know you downplay a lot of it.
does he?
well, I do. I do a little bit just because I don't agree with it, but it's just the way the NBA is right now, and a lot of the sports are. Just get us to the playoffs, and then we'll take it from there. I mean, as long as they end up winning the number one seed in the East, then I'll be okay with it. So,
well,
we take care of the Bucks, over the weekend, and then that'll be
well,
nice
I
to
mean,
see.
they're in first by not a lot.
Oh well, yeah, they're not.
Well,
I mean, I think what's it, a game that they're up?
No. Well, yeah, just not. I think half
Game.
because I had the same. Both them and Brooklyn are both 39 wins, but
Percentage points.
percentage points is a tenth. So
Well, they had the tiebreaker, so that's the
Right.
part that helps as well.
Right.
So,
Right. Yep.
The thing that's frustrating the most, and I feel like I have to bring it up because Anthony would mention it if he was here, is all the good players want to play together, and then that creates unfair advantage across the league.
right.
Because you don't have guys dying to come to Philadelphia, but the Durants, the Currys, the Hardens of the world, they all sort of like tag team and they're on one team together. And how are you supposed to compete against that? And it becomes so difficult, especially down the road here now as you get into the playoffs. All these big time players, they're all on the same team. And then, we have Joel Embiid and we have Ben Simmons, but you don't have this like elite team of players to put out this starting five every night that, demolishes whoever they're playing against. And that's the frustrating thing within the NBA is all these guys want to play together. And we don't have that
Who
much.
started that? Do we point the finger at
Did Mom just turn the light on?
Yeah. Can you put
It
that
was like
off?
a little spotlight.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
She just.
Uh,
I'm gonna have to lock her out for an hour. I'm gonna have to lock her out for an hour. She was. I thought she was doing great over there. I thought she was fine, but then all of a sudden she's not. But let me get back to my point. LeBron James.
was it like the Heat? Was it the Heat?
Was the Miami Heat, right? With Dwayne Wade and
And LeBron when they first left, when he left
Yeah.
Cleveland.
yeah, and who
And
was
Bosh.
the other?
Bosh.
Wade. Yeah, Bosh, right? They were the big three, right, to win the championship down in
And
Miami.
then I think it's sort of developed this. Well, you have to have these three big guys if you're going to compete. And now, every team's got, the Brooklyn Nets, for Christ's sake, were irrelevant for, how many years. And now all of a sudden they're stacked and making a run at the playoffs.
Right.
They're still irrelevant. They'll get bounced in the first round. You watch.
Yeah, I mean, because they're just they got a lot of guys, but who knows if they're going to be healthy enough to be able to play.
Who do you got there? You got
could say
James
the same thing
Harden.
about us. I mean, who knows, what we're going to look like as well.
Yeah, I'll take my chances though with Doc Rivers.
Yeah, well,
Doc's
it's that, and I think again a lot of this is that they're load managing the guys where some of the basketball teams, other guys, in Brooklyn, they're actually hurt. So that's a little bit different. And Harden was out of shape, and he has a hamstring because he tried to get out of Houston to out of Saudi to get out of shape. And now he's playing so much, and he hurt himself. So we'll see.
Well, we only care about our Sixers, right?
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
We got our big three, with Tobias Harris and hopefully Ben Simmons. they get 100%, and the big fella, he seems to be on target this year. He just doesn't want to be denied. So hopefully that all comes full circle.
Exactly.
We shall see.
All right.
What do we got on the board? What's going on? What Jack? They aren't in New Jersey anymore. I love Jack's little subtle comments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, we got to have him back on, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, did you want to move on to Flyers and Eagles, or screw it and just go back to the Phillies?
Well, clearly we
That's,
know how Mario feels.
What's that?
Clearly we know how Mario feels.
I'm just putting it out for everybody to decide.
Well, we got rock paper scissors. We can play with the Eagles.
Yeah, John's already in love with the new coach. So, let's give him 5 minutes of Nick Sirianni.
All right, you're on the clock. You got 5 minutes.
Did I pronounce his name right, John?
Nick Sirianni, yeah.
Oh, the Tang guy.
Yep.
All right.
He's a high school coach. He's a high school coach. He's just a motivator. He's just let's everything's just gonna be hunky dory. We're gonna compete. We're gonna on a Zoom question or meeting like we are right here. We're gonna play rock paper scissors and see how competitive you are, and that's how we're gonna pick between players that we're gonna draft in the league or even Jeopardy. Because now that Aaron Rodgers was on Jeopardy, now you ask Jeopardy questions and see how competitive guys are. So. You need talent, and they say they're not giving Jalen Hurts the starting job right at the moment. You got to compete for it, so it's kind of odd, I think.
Wait,
do you think that's a dog and pony show?
Yes,
to motivate him.
To be honest, I still think they're going to be moving up and getting a quarterback in the first round on Thursday night.
Really?
Yeah. As long as one of them falls down, obviously there's like 4 or 5 of them, and the first couple are going to go right off the bat. But
Okay.
if one of the guys that they like is there, I think they will. Just because how are you going to go into the season with Jalen Hurts as your number one, which is fine. But you got to worry about him staying healthy for the whole year, and then you have Joe Flacco as his backup, and they're the only 2 quarterbacks you have on your roster for the year.
We don't have Sudfeld anymore. Is he gone?
No, he's out in San Francisco, and so you got those 2 guys that are going to be competing. So if you're not telling us that Jalen Hurts is the guy. You're not going to pick a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round as a project and have him as your 3rd string back, quarterback on the team. I wouldn't think. But things had to fall right for that to happen. As far as having the opportunity to move up, which they say that they have the flexibility now with all the four number 1 picks that they could do that if something happens.
So if they can't. And they end up not drafting for a quarterback, then they have to go with Hurts. They don't have a choice, unless you're going to start Flacco.
Well, that's what I mean. It's you're not, like you said, unless it's a complete dog and pony show. But that they're just saying that just to motivate Hurts. But
right,
I mean, he seems to be motivated enough as it is. It's just a matter of whether or not he can do the job. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Brian Brown's pretty much, I guess, the question being, you traded, from 6 to 12, and now all of a sudden you want to trade back up. I guess the thought process there is because some of these quarterbacks are starting to drop. I guess is that the main issue here?
Well, that, and I think the problem too was as they tried to do it, to move up with the Dolphins. Was it 3? I believe it was with the Dolphins. They didn't have enough in the tank prior to that draft pick to move up. So now that they moved back and they got another number 1,
Right.
this way that possibly they can now have
Well,
enough.
let me ask you this, because I know you're a huge Howie fan. So if they take all those number 1s and they move back up and get a Fields, I
Lance.
mean, what does that do? You rekindle your relationship with Howie and start to go to church with him on Sundays, or where does that now look?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, you're still in a tough situation because you have so many holes.
Well, that's my thinking, and that's my sarcasm
Right.
kicking in, because why are you staying in this quarterback mold when you've got so many other holes to fill? Does that make sense?
Well, the only way it makes sense is if you're not completely in with Hurts, you only have him for after this year 2 more years of control. Where if you draft the guy this year, you're going to have 5 years of control with the guy.
What are you going to do with Hurts? What are you going to do there?
I mean, he would be probably in a trade. Like if you were to move up, if say you went to the Falcons at 4, he would be part of the Falcons as a backup to Matt Ryan, for the future type of thing. If they were to do that,
they are a quarterback factory, Brian.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
And
we breed them.
I don't know. I mean, because if you're rebuilding, if you're not planning on winning, this year or next year, how are you going to be able to judge Jalen Hurts well enough? And then you're going to have to pay him the big money, and you're going to get stuck into the Carson Wentz issue as far as paying him $100 million. And, at that time it could be, $200 million the way salaries are going right now. So at least this way you got 5 years of control with the quarterback before you have to give him the big payday. And if you're rebuilding it, that kind of makes more sense, I would think. And then go from there. But, like I said, you still open up a lot of, holes when those four number 1 picks could help fill a lot of them if you keep them though as well. So,
all
right.
Yeah.
We got another week before the draft.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got another week.
A week from tomorrow.
Yep. Thursday. Yep.
Next Thursday night. Yep.
All right.
Next Thursday night.
So real quick, did you want to talk Flyers?
Yeah. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, it's been certainly not the season that any of us expected
or wanted.
Flyers fans are I don't know, furious. It fell apart. I mean, people are blaming it on the COVID. They're blaming it on anything that they can possibly blame it on.
Of course.
It's just no one's had a lights out season. Whether it be a veteran player or a young player that's kind of jumped out. I think Travis Konechny didn't play well this year. You can blame a lot of there's a lot of blame to go around. Plain and simple.
Well, we got a little bit of spark though this week with Wade Allison coming to the team.
But is it too little, too late?
Well, it may be, but at least it's something promising for next year.
Well, yeah, you can. I mean, he's a big, rugged forward.
Right.
Somebody that I look at like is he the next John LeClair? He likes to mix it up, and I like that. He's not afraid to get involved. And I like his skill set. So you need more of that. You don't need guys. you don't need guys. This whole ghost situation this year, was just mind-boggling. Waiving them, was it just for to move money around to allow them to do some things with the cap? But they played horrible. Bottom line, they played horrible.
Right.
You can't. You were getting blown out of all these games. You weren't just losing by a little. You were losing by a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get it.
yeah, I'm not using the COVID blame, Brian. I just it's out there. You know what I mean?
I see what he means by that, because that's kind of when everything took a turn for the worse.
It's happened to every team.
Right.
I mean, look at Boston. Look at all these teams.
But a lot of teams bounced back from it, and Flyers did not.
Exactly.
They didn't. I mean, the only thing I would say with the Flyers, when coming out of COVID, they had to play Boston, Pittsburgh, and the Rangers all quickly because the games missed a lot of back-to-backs and stuff in a short period of time, and that hurt them. And the Islanders, I believe, was another team. So the schedule just didn't work out as well. Coming off of that,
too many excuses. Too many excuses.
No, it is an excuse.
Poor play. The players. What bothers me the most with the Flyers is their slow starts. They come out, and the game doesn't seem important to them in the first period.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
No, it shows. At least that's the way it shows, because, like you said, they're down, 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of a game.
The energy level just isn't there, and that just aggravates the heck out of me.
And
Jack
by the time they do have it, go ahead, finish.
Jack brings up a great point with the draft coming up. You've got the expansion draft with Seattle, new team. So we're all hoping, that we can dump, some of our bad contracts on Seattle, but it's only going to come down to one, I believe, if I haven't,
it's only one player
figured out. So, but yeah, it's been a bad season. I'm curious to see what the off season brings, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
How many games they got left?
What is it? 14?
Yeah, I was going to say that they're less than 15 that they've had
So
left.
there's still quite a bit of season left.
Yeah, but they're so far. Yeah, they're so far out of it that they've buried themselves. They got God only knows what's wrong with Carter Hart. That's just. I just don't. It could be. It very well could be. That's a tough. That's. I hate to even bring up the subject, but this is Carson Wentz all over again. Does that make sense? That's exactly what this is. This is Carson Wentz reincarnated in the orange and black.
Oh, Jack's saying it's a sprained knee.
Yeah, but that's the injury now to date.
Right.
You know what I mean? We dealt with a bad year with Carter. You know what I mean? Why? Why? We saw him implode. He went batshit crazy. You know what I mean? He had to go back home and talk to his parents. And try to get his head straightened out. Was Hextall right? Was he brought up too young?
Too early.
You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna. We're gonna hang our hat on that, right? Because that's what we got. But it's been a rough year. Philly sports, we're used to it, right?
Correct. Yeah. We're right where we're supposed to be.
Oh God! All right. With that, it is almost 7:30. So
the best hour of the week.
Absolutely. So
real quick, Lauren, Fighting Phils, we still on target for May 4th opening night?
Yep, that'll be my takeaway for the night. As far as everybody knows, and as far as everything that Anthony has been hearing, the season is ready to go for May 4th, Tuesday, May 4th. So that's what they're preparing for. That's why he's not on the show tonight. As of yesterday, it was 2 weeks away. So they've got a lot of preparation to do. Keeping in mind, they normally have about 6 months to prepare for a season. And really, it was about a month or so that they've been given to get everything situated. So it sounds like, oh, how much could there be to do? But, depending on how many guys are allowed on the field, depends on the contest that they do in the middle of the innings, and where does the national anthem singer go, and billboards, and just, there's game sponsorships and promotions, and how many fans are going to be allowed in. So, just a lot of questions that are going to keep, the answers are going to keep changing. So they're doing everything they can. I believe they released all the first homestand information early as far as what's going on for the very first homestand. And I would imagine probably be somewhat moving forward as far as each homestand. Things are so rapidly changing with each passing week so they're planning sort of homestand by homestand at this point.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
keep him heavily medicated, because I know he's probably a bundle of nerves. So
Medicated, intoxicated, whatever
Just
it
make sure
takes.
there's beer. Make sure there's beer in the house.
very
Whatever
good.
it takes.
So, all
Very
right,
good.
John, you're up.
All right. Well, we got we're 1/10 of the way through the season so far for the baseball, and we're 9-9. So we were 8-8 at the 16 game stretch. So we got a long ways to go. Are we perfect? No. We know our holes, but our weaknesses, but we can still enjoy the season. So that's where I'm staying positive with the Phillies for right now. And we got the Sixers that we got a lot of fun to work with. So I'm
All right, I
excited
see
for watching that playoff run go.
Yeah, the game started as I can see behind Carl. So,
Very good.
all right. Speaking of which, you're up.
Yeah. So this fan's view, right? We're taking the show back on the road for 2021.
Nice.
We're going to be Dagwoods is going to be our first show for June 16th up in the Great Northeast. So that'll be our first show on the road. We are talking with a guest right now, trying to get confirmation on that. So that'll be hopefully next week we'll be able to announce that as well. But Dagwoods has graciously brought us back. We're excited about that because it's a great spot. There's a major announcement coming from this fan's view. So
There you go.
June 16th is our first date, and we're looking for another outside venue down here in the Delco, Delaware area. So we're hoping to target another PJ Willihan's type atmosphere. We keep everybody well informed. So that's where we're at with this fan's view. We're excited for 2021.
All right. Very cool. My takeaway, I have one thing for you. What is the one thing you wanted from me that I could never get for you?
As
Take
in
a guess.
me?
Yeah. That's what I'm pointing at.
A shore house.
No, I can't get you that. I got you a membership to the Italian club.
See, you read my post Sunday, right?
I
Out in
did.
Reading?
I did. So I made a call and I got you one. So
God damn.
How about that, huh?
when
What's
you're
it
ready
about?
to go to dinner there, let me know. Your card will be waiting at the door for you.
I go past that place just about every Sunday.
They're
Sunday.
open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So just let me know. The card will be there waiting for you.
How about that, huh? It's like a holiday. It's like a holiday. The hell with the shore house.
From what I hear,
Very
the
cool.
food's excellent.
Thank you. I
So,
appreciate
you're
that very much. Thank you.
Anytime.
Great show. Thanks, everybody. We had a lot of great comments and questions. I hope we addressed some of them.
Your sticker cracks me up.
Guido Henderson. That works.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Oh,
My
God.
dad would be very proud.
All right. See you next week.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Guys,
Thanks for coming.
girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Enjoy.
Good stuff.